Welcome back to Beat the Calculator. In this video, we'll take a look at multiplying by 10, 100, 1000, and beyond for any number, including whole and decimal numbers. Whole numbers. Here's an example question. 13 times 10 equals what? First, write out the same number, in this case 13, below. Now, count how many zeros are in the other number. In 10, there is 1 zero. Join this to get the answer, which is 130. Awesome, right? Let's take a look at another example question. 15 times 100 equals what? First, write out the same number, in this case 15, below. Now, count how many zeros are in the other number. In 100, there are 2 zeros. Join this to get the answer, which is 1500. Before moving on to decimal numbers, let's practice one more time. 170 times 1000 equals what? This time, pause the video and try to work it out yourself before hitting the play button. First, write out the same number, in this case 170, below. Now, count how many zeros are in the other number. In 1000, there are 3 zeros. Join this to get the answer, which is 170,000. Decimal numbers. Here's an example question. 1.3 times 10 equals what? First, draw out a table like this one here. We label our columns like this. The first column is the thousands, then hundreds, then tens, and units. Now, we write a decimal point and write tenths, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. Now, all we need to do is fill in the same number from left to right in this table. Remember to align the number so that the decimal appears in the correct place. In this example, the number 1 is placed in the units column, and the number 3 is placed just after the decimal point to create our number, 1.3. Now, shift all the numbers in the grid by the number of zeros in the other number. In this case, 10 has 1 zero, so we shift all the numbers of the grid by 1 column forwards, like so. 3 moves 1 column forwards, and so does 1. This makes the number 13, which is our answer. Cool, isn't it? 25.86 times 100 equals what? Try and do this one on your own first by pausing the video. First, draw out the same table. Now, all we need to do is fill in the number from left to right. In this example, the number 2 is placed in the tens column. The number 5 is placed just before the decimal point, the number 8 just after the decimal point, and the number 6 in the hundredths column, to create our number, 25.86. Now, shift all the numbers in the grid by the number of zeros in the other number. In this case, 100 has 2 zeros, so we shift all the numbers in the grid by 2 columns forwards, like so. 6 moves 2 columns forwards, and so does all the other digits. This makes the number 2586, which is our answer. 9.7 times 100 equals what? First, draw out the same table. Now, all we need to do is fill in the same number from left to right. 9.7. Now, shift all the numbers in the grid by the number of zeros in the other number. In this case, 100 has 2 zeros, so we shift all the numbers in the grid by 2 columns forwards, like so. 7 moves 2 columns forwards, and so does 9. Wait a minute, there's a gap in the units column. All we need to do to solve this problem is to just fill in the gap with a 0. So 970 is the answer. Remember, once you've become more confident, you don't need to draw the grid each time, as you can just imagine the columns in your head. To test your understanding, pause the video and answer these rapid-fire questions. Here are the answers. If you have any video requests, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your classmates, and subscribe to Beat the Calculator. Thanks for watching.